Group D of the Afcon has some heavy hitters. We have Botswana, Benin, and then DR Congo and Senegal. That rematch between DR Congo and Senegal is going to be special after what we saw earlier this year with that thrilling 3-2 game. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Who will win this group? Who is the key player at each of these sides? And let's get into the preview and prediction. And starting off with Botswana, who are making their first Afcon appearance since 2012. Only the second time ever the Zebras will be playing at the Afcon. I'm going to be frank with you people. I don't think they're going to win a game. I don't think they're going to get a point. And I think it would be a massive, massive accomplishment if they even get a point here, because Botswana were not a good side, even in Afcon qualifiers. They got a point against Egypt, which is a key result. They did the double over Cabo Verde. But watching them in World Cup qualifiers, they're not a great defensive team. They definitely love to attack down the wings, and that's going to be an aspect that the other teams need to realize with this Botswana side. I think it would be the cherry on top if they get a point or if they get their first ever victory at an Afcon. That would be a highlight moment for Botswana football and their proudest moment ever. One thing they have to realize with this side as well, they had 9 different goal scorers in World Cup qualifiers. So they're not really reliant on one person to get you the goals here, to get you the goals there. And I think that's a good thing for Botswana. But the quality that they're about to face at the Afcon, you got DR Congo, Senegal, and a Benin side that almost qualified for the World Cup. This is a very tough group for Botswana. So like I said, if they get a point in this group, massive accomplishment. I mean, look at last time with Namibia. Namibia, who hadn't qualified for the Afcon for a long time, they won a game. They qualified to the round of 16. That should be the aspiration here for Botswana. Can they do it? I think it's going to be very difficult for them. Very, very difficult. Then we go to Benin. This will be Benin's first Afcon since 2019 when they reached the quarterfinals. And fun fact, they didn't win a single game of that tournament. They had 4 draws and 1 loss during that run where they knocked out, of course, Morocco in the round of 16. They were very close to qualifying for the World Cup. And that's a huge achievement for Benin and Gernot Rohr, that they were this close to qualifying over Nigeria and South Africa to the World Cup. Now, the last 2 games didn't go so well. They obviously got absolutely demolished away in Nigeria 4-0, where they completely collapsed. The defense that was so rock solid throughout those qualifiers, it collapsed. Now, how can the team bounce back? What's the confidence level of this side? And now they're going to go up against 2 difficult sides like a Senegal and a DR Congo. So I'm a little bit worried here for Benin. Can they make it to the round of 16? Can they be one of the best third-place sides? Yes, they're going to have to beat Botswana by a convincing margin and just not take a heavy loss against a Senegal or DR Congo. And Gernot Rohr, he's experienced in these Afcons. He's made it to the semifinals with Nigeria. He's a very experienced manager in these major competitions. So that's a good thing for Benin. It seems like they have a style of play where they're just going to sit back and counterattack with Mouni up front. That's basically their DNA here, Benin. I like this team. Do I feel like they can challenge Senegal and DR Congo? A little bit. Maybe they can be competitive for like 45 minutes, but then the quality of DR Congo and the quality of Senegal will just be too much for Benin. And then the final 2 teams, of course, is Senegal and DR Congo. Let's start off with the Leopards of DR Congo, who are having a very, very successful period. Semifinals last time around at the Afcon. Maybe we'll qualify to the World Cup for the first time in a long, long time if they just beat a Jamaica or New Caledonia, which they should, by the way. If they don't, that's a disgrace. This is a good period for Desabre and his side. And you now see more and more players choosing to play for DR Congo. And that, I think, speaks volumes to now there's more organization within the FA. Desabre is a very good manager. He clearly has built a good chemistry within the team, and there's a happiness about the squad, because for the longest time, DR Congo were just a decent side in Africa. We always knew about how much of a historic team they were back in the 70s and 80s, but it just seemed like it all fell away at the turn of the century. But now DR Congo, they're making a return. And this side is an exciting team to watch. They're not like crazy goal scorers. As we have seen in the World Cup qualifiers, they love to just have a 1-0 victory. Their DNA is be defensively solid with Chancel Mbemba, to obviously Tuanzebe, to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They have a great midfield that can control the game, that are very physical, obviously like Sadiki, the young star they have in the midfield. So I think DR Congo, they have all the elements to be a good side. The only problem they have is the attacking positions are not the best right now. And obviously no Wisa, who was injured, or well, injured, obviously. You don't want to risk the player. Let him go to his club team, see if he can find some fitness, because I think the most important game will be in March. That's where you need Wisa. For this tournament, you have to look at guys like Bakambu and saying, please save us. We desperately need some goal scorers. And we kind of saw it against Senegal in World Cup qualifiers. Bakambu scored an excellent goal past Senegal with that wonderful turner past Koulibaly. Like, that was great by him. But it just seems like there's not enough goal scorers on this Congo side. That's why I'm like, okay, they can be a Paraguay, for example, from 2011. 0-0, 0-0, 0-0 their way to a final. Just win on penalties and see if that's going to be enough. That's the only question mark I have about DR Congo. If they can have some goal scorers, I honestly think with the way the defense is playing and the way the midfield is playing, I think they could have won this Afcon. But you need that go-to guy. And who is that go-to guy on this team? I would have said it was a Wisa, but Kambu, he's just a hit and miss sometimes with his form. Then I really like Mayele, who plays his football in pyramids. Bogonda is a good player, but he can beat a man. His dribbling is really good. He just doesn't get enough goals either. So that's why I'm looking at this team. I'm just saying it's Bakambu or bust in the attacking department. Obviously, Mbuku is a young player from Montpellier. Obviously, you have Simon Banza, but his career is kind of flatlined recently. Otherwise, I just love this team. I just think they are so good defensively and midfield. Mokao, Sadiki, I mean, come on, people. This is a team you don't want to play against in the knockout stages. You do not want to play against this DR Congo team. And we saw that at the last Afcon. The way they just controlled the games. They got that one goal. It was enough for them, but they just couldn't push for that extra goal because they just lacked the quality in certain departments. But this is now a very good period for Congolese football. Now they just got to continue it. What would be a successful tournament for them? I feel like a quarterfinal, semifinal run would be a successful tournament for them. It's going to take a monster effort to beat this side. I mean, look at what Senegal did. Senegal were 2-0 down away in Kinshasa. And then obviously they got back and won the game. And I think that's more just the mentality of the Congolese players. They just felt the moment and just collapsed. Now that this team got over the edge against the Cameroon, against the Nigeria, in those massively pressure cooker games, I think the confidence level of this side is at an all-time high, and you got to give credit to Desabre because I think he's done a brilliant job. Let's see if it can continue at this Afcon. I'm excited about Congo. Just want a little bit more in the attacking phase. That's the only question mark I have about this team. Otherwise, they should be qualifying to the World Cup and having a good Afcon tournament. And then we get to Senegal, who, for me right now, are the best team in Africa. If you had a power rankings, I would have them number one over Morocco just because Senegal are Senegal. They won the Afcon in 2021. They made the round of 16 of the World Cup after, obviously, Sadio Mane was injured. I think Senegal, on paper, are even better than that team and the 2021 Afcon winning team. And that's no disrespect to the players that they had in that Afcon 2021 winning team, but the amount of talent right now, the young players, mixed in with the experienced players, like an Edouard Mendy, to Koulibaly, to Sadio Mane, to Idrissa Gana Gueye. I think Senegal, really, people, they are going to have a special couple of years. That's why I'm looking at them, and we know now the World Cup group, it is hellacious for Senegal, but this is what they need. If Senegal want to become the marquee team in Africa and go up against the big boys around the world, one, they have to win the Afcon, and two, you need to face the best of the best. And this is the objective now, I think, for this FA and for Pape Thiaw as a manager. We saw against Brazil in the friendly, Senegal didn't do so well in the first half. I feel like they were just doing suicidal tactics by trying to play out from the back when Edouard Mendy is not really that sort of goalkeeper. Then in the second half, they controlled the game more. They were playing a lot better football. And just the talent on this side right now is insane. Absolutely insane. From Papa Mestessar, Lamine Camara, Ibrahim Mbaye, who's the young player from PSG. Who else? Emiliana Ndia. Go on and go. Nico Jackson. We'll see if Ismail Assar is going to play at this tournament because he did just get an injury. Hopefully that's not the case. You still got Sadio Mane. I mean, Senegal got the talent, people. Now let's see what Pape Thiaw, because Aliou Cisse won an Afcon. You can criticize Aliou Cisse all you want. Oh, his football was boring. He was a little bit too safe sometimes. He won an Afcon. The most important day in Senegalese football history was winning that Afcon over Egypt. Aliou Cisse was the guy. Now Aliou Cisse is gone. Now this is going to be the thesis test here for Pape Thiaw. Can he do it on the biggest stage? He did great, I thought, in the qualifiers. Great. Yes, they had a little bit of a struggle at the beginning, but at the end, oh boy, you just saw this team on a roll, And I feel like it all came together after they were 2-0 down against DR Congo, and funny enough, they're in the same group. It just seems like after that moment, this side really believed, and they just started playing a lot better football, a lot more forward thinking, a lot of runners in behind. It's not really a static sort of attack. It's always pass and move, pass and move. There's runners in behind, whether it's from the right back, the left back, and that's what makes the Senegalese team very difficult to defend because you don't know where the pass is going to come from. They can play a vertical pass and switch the sides. Either it's a Lamine Camara. Obviously, you have an Ndiaye who can really take on a defender. And they have guys who can create a moment of magic all over the field. And that's what makes Senegal a very dangerous team. Now, it's just on Pape Thiaw. I want to see how he does. If he has a good tournament, I think a good tournament for Senegal, make the semifinal. And, if you go up against a Morocco or DR Congo, Ivory Coast, and Egypt, you lose the game and it's a close game. Fair enough. I mean, it's Afcon. It's one of the most difficult tournaments to win on the planet Earth. So for Senegal, I think a good tournament would be semifinals. Obviously, the last time around, it was round of 16 exit, which was really, really disappointing. Yes, they lost to eventual champions Ivory Coast, but still, it was a disappointing result. Now let's see what this new generation of Senegalese players can do, mixed in with the new manager, add a new Afcon. I'm excited for the Senegal team. You guys know I'm a big fan of this side. They need to now prove it, especially ahead of the World Cup next summer in a very, very difficult group they're in. Early prediction-wise, I think, Botswana are going to finish last, Benin third, DR Congo second, and Senegal are first. And this group, though, that Senegal versus DR Congo game, let me just make sure where the game is at again. In Tangier, Morocco, at the Batuta Stadium, 27th of December. That game is going to be awesome. If it's anything we saw from the last time around, oh my God, we are cooking on December 27th. But let me know your thoughts, people. Who will win this group? Who is the standout player in this group? And let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Next group up is Group E, probably the group of death for the Afcon. Remember to follow me on all the socials, Instagram, Twitter, join the Discord, all those links, description down below. But have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time, adios.